Welcome to Unhurried Minds, a quiet place for gentle stories, slow reflections, and unhurried thoughts. You've arrived here from a day that may have been busy, demanding, or simply full. Here you are invited to soften that pace, to step into stillness, to breathe without effort, to listen without pressure, to rest without urgency. Take a moment to find a comfortable position. Let your shoulders loosen as if they've been carrying weight. They're finally allowed to release. Let your jaw soften. Let your hands grow heavy and still. Let your tongue fall away from the roof of your mouth. Take a long, easy breath in and a slower breath out. You don't need to control anything. You don't need to achieve anything. You don't need to focus hard. Your only task is to arrive. Tonight, we'll explore how the mind truly learns when it is given time, repetition, and gentleness. How understanding grows, not in frantic bursts, but in quiet, steady layers. If sleep arrives along the way, you are welcome to follow it. Nothing important will be missed. Your mind can keep learning, even as you drift. Take another slow breath and let the pace of the outside world move somewhere far beyond this moment. Let's begin. The mind as a landscape. Imagine your mind not as a machine that processes data, but as a living landscape, vast, textured, filled with paths that appear. Only when you walk them, every time you encounter something new to learn, your brain doesn't flip a switch. It begins a subtle choreography. Between billions of neurons, tiny sparks of activity reach out toward each other, forming the first fragile bridges. Between cells, these first connections are not strong highways. They're more like a few lanterns lit along a barely visible forest trail after dusk, flickering, delicate, easy to extinguish. To turn that faint trail into a stable path, your brain needs one thing, above all else, time. It needs you to return to the same idea. Again and again, the way footsteps gradually press a track into tall grass. This slow reshaping is called neuroplasticity. Your brain's ability to rewire itself based on experience. But neuroplasticity does not respond well to rushing. It responds to gentle repetition, calm attention, steady return, unhurried curiosity. Like vines growing along a wall, neurons strengthen their connections through consistent use. Not overnight, but over many quiet visits. Learning begins in uncertainty. Mastery emerges from return. Take a soft breath here and notice how much relief arises when you remember you are not meant to learn at high speed. You are meant to learn at a human pace. Memory as snowfall. Memory is not a filing cabinet. It behaves more like snowfall. Imagine standing outside in winter twilight. The sky is dim, the air crisp, and snowflakes drift slowly downward, each one finding its place, without hurry. This is how the hippocampus, a key structure for forming long-term memory, operates. When you rush, cramming, multitasking, forcing your thoughts through one narrow moment, your mind becomes like a shaken snow globe. Everything swirls at once. Nothing settles. But when learning is unhurried, the flurry calms. Thoughts fall more gently. Experiences sink downward into deeper layers of the mind. The brain consolidates memory best when the internal world is relatively still. You do not need to cling tightly to each idea. You only need to let it fall and give it time to land. Take another slow breath. Imagine thoughts settling like snow over a quiet open field, softly smoothing the ground. The rhythm of learning, the spacing effect. The brain prefers learning that arrives as waves and not floods. This is called the spacing effect. You've felt it before. A song you heard every so often becomes unforgettable. A story you encountered several times feels like it has always belonged to you. A walking route traced again and again requires no conscious effort at all. Learning settles most deeply when you return to it, at different moments in time, not in a single overwhelming session, but in small, spaced visits. Imagine a long hallway at dusk. At first, only one small lamp is lit. You can see just a few steps ahead. The next time you return, another lamp turns on, then another, and another. Over days and weeks, the hallway gradually glows. This is what happens when learning is spaced out. Between your efforts, the brain keeps working quietly, strengthening the connections you began. Learning is not merely what happens during practice. It is also what happens between practices. Not a race, but a rhythm. Take a deep, gentle breath. Feel how your own learning has followed this pattern many times before, slowly, rhythmically, without you forcing it. Cognitive load. When the mind has too much to carry. Inside your mind, there is a limited workspace called working memory. It's like a small wooden table in a quiet room. On this table, you can place only a few objects at once. A handful of ideas, a short list of steps, a brief set of details. When learning is rushed, you pile too many objects onto this small table. They wobble, they topple. Your attention scatters. This is cognitive load, the point at which the mind is asked to hold more than it can comfortably manage. In that state, even simple tasks feel frustrating, not because you are incapable, but because the table is full. Slow learning treats working memory with respect. It places one idea at a time on the table. It allows your mind to examine it, turn it over, connect it to something else, and then clear space before placing another. Slowness doesn't reduce intelligence, it protects it. Take a slow breath and imagine that internal table clearing off, leaving only one simple, manageable idea resting there. Your mind feels lighter already. The attentional pulse, focus has a natural wave. Attention is not a bright, unwavering spotlight. It is more like a candle flame in a quiet room. Neuroscientists sometimes describe an attentional rhythm, waves in which your focus naturally sharpens for a few seconds, then relaxes slightly, then sharpens again. This wavering is not a flaw. It is how a living brain operates when you force yourself to concentrate intensely for long periods. Without rest, the flame begins to gutter. You experience wandering thoughts, mounting frustration, a feeling of, I just can't take in more. Nothing is wrong with you. Your focus is simply out of sync with its natural rhythm. Slow learning allows attention to breathe. You study for a while, then pause. You listen to then drift slightly, then gently return. Instead of fighting this oscillation, you work with it. Your focus becomes a series of soft returns rather than a single strained effort. Take another gentle breath. Imagine your attention as a steady, living flame, not forced, just quietly glowing. Memory's 3 gates. Learning moves through 3 important gateways. Gate 1, sensory memory. This is the first flicker, the instant you see, hear, read, or feel something. It lasts only a heartbeat. Slow learning allows that first spark to be noticed rather than ignored. Gate 2, working memory. Here, the mind holds a small number of ideas at once and begins to work with them. It's the tabletop you imagined earlier. Slow learning prevents this table from being overloaded. Gate 3, long-term memory. This is the deep archive, where experiences and knowledge are stored more permanently. Information only passes through all 3 gates when it is noticed. It is held for a moment, it is revisited over time, and the process is not drowned in stress or distraction. Rushing tries to force information through all 3 gates at once. The mind simply can't do that. Slow learning lets each gate open in its own time. Take a slow breath. Imagine these 3 gates aligned gently, allowing what matters to flow through without strain. The hippocampus, the quiet librarian. Deep within your brain sits a curved structure called the hippocampus, the quiet librarian. of your experiences. Its job is to take the day's moments, the things you did, the thoughts you had, the skills you practiced, and decide which ones will be stored on the shelves of long-term memory. But the hippocampus works best in calm conditions. When you are overwhelmed, sleep-deprived, or highly stressed, it struggles to file things properly. Pages go missing, chapters get scattered, whole books never make it to the shelf. When you learn slowly, with breaks, with rest, with gentle focus, the hippocampus has time to do its work. It turns fragile traces into stable stories. It threads loose ideas together into patterns that last. Slow learning is the pace at which your brain can actually organize your life. Take a soft breath and imagine that librarian quietly placing another well-formed book onto a perfectly chosen shelf. Emotion and learning. Calm unlocks understanding. Learning is never just intellectual, it is emotional. In your brain, the amygdala acts as an alarm system, constantly scanning for danger. When you feel rushed, judged, or pressured, the amygdala activates. It begins to whisper, "This is not safe. You might fail. This is too much." When that happens, the prefrontal cortex, the region responsible for reasoning, planning, and forming memories, quietly dims. In simple terms, stress turns learning off. Calm turns learning on. Slow learning sends the opposite message. There is time. This is safe. You can try, and it's okay not to get it right immediately. In this state, the amygdala relaxes, the prefrontal cortex brightens. Your mind becomes more capable of holding complex ideas. Slowness is not laziness. It is a signal of safety. Take a gentle breath. Feel, even now, how a calmer state makes new ideas easier to hold. Metacognition, noticing your own thinking. Metacognition means being aware of your own thoughts. It is the quiet voice inside that asks, "Do I understand this? What part feels fuzzy? What do I need to hear again? What helped this make sense?" Slow learning gives metacognition room to speak. When you rush, there is no time to notice your confusion or your progress. You simply push forward, hoping understanding will somehow appear later. In slowness, you begin to recognize your own patterns. When you start to lose focus, when something finally clicks, when you need a different explanation, when rest would help more than repetition, this awareness turns you into an active learner, not just a passive receiver. Over time, you learn not only the subject, but the way you learn best. Take a slow inhale and an even slower exhale, making just a little more space inside your awareness. Embodied cognition. The body learns too. Learning does not live only in the brain. Your whole body participates. Your breath shapes your focus. Your posture influences your alertness, your heartbeat, your muscle tension, the position of your eyes. All send signals that affect how well you can learn. This is sometimes called embodied cognition. When you sit in a balanced, relaxed position, breathing slowly, the nervous system shifts toward a calmer state. The mind becomes more receptive, memories become easier to form, attention becomes gentler but clearer. Slow learning often includes simple rituals, changing position, taking a brief walk, stretching your neck or hands, looking out a window, or simply closing your eyes for a few breaths. These are not distractions, they are part of how your body supports your understanding. And take another slow breath and notice your body settling just a little more comfortably where you are. Why slow learning leads to mastery. Fast learning can create the illusion of mastery. You might perform well once or remember something briefly only to feel it fade later. Slow learning does something different. It creates deeply rooted skills. It builds stronger neural pathways, more stable memories, calmer emotional associations, better self-awareness, and more flexible understanding. Experts are rarely people who learned everything quickly. They are usually people who were willing to come back repeatedly, to practice when progress felt small, to rest when needed to keep moving forward at a sustainable pace. Fast learners often say, "I can do this right now." Slow learners eventually say, "This is simply part of who I am." Take a slow breath. Let it sink in. Your natural pace is not a problem to fix. It is the foundation on which real mastery is built. The neuroscience of repetition, myelin, and gentle practice. If you could watch a single skill form in your brain, you'd see certain pathways firing again and again. Each time they activate correctly, a substance called myelin wraps a bit more tightly around those neural fibers. Myelin is like insulation on a wire. It makes signals travel faster, cleaner, more reliably, but it does not build up through frantic repetition, full of errors and stress. It grows best when practice is accurate, calm, unhurried, and unspaced over time. Slow learning is exactly the condition in which myelin can do its work over days, weeks, and months of returning. Gently to the same skill, your brain becomes physically more efficient. What once felt awkward begins to feel natural. What once demanded effort begins to flow almost on its own. Take another breath, in and out. Each soft repetition, each quiet attempt is literally reshaping your brain. Sleep, where learning continues in the background. We often imagine that learning ends when study ends, but some of the brain's most important learning happens during sleep. While you rest, your brain replays little fragments of the day, brief bursts of activity known as sleep spindles. These help strengthen the traces of things you practiced or paid attention to. Later in the night, during dream-rich REM sleep, your brain starts weaving new information into your existing knowledge, fitting it into your personal story. Without sleep, even intense study remains fragile. With sleep, even modest, slow study can become part of who you are. Slow learning, paired with generous rest, is one of the most powerful combinations. In all of cognitive science, you are not falling behind when you sleep. You are allowing your brain to finish its work. Take a slow breath, and if you like, let your body move a little closer to sleep right now. And the weaver patterns form slowly. Imagine a small, warm room at the edge of a quiet forest. In that room sits a weaver, her loom stretched before her, threads gathered in soft piles, gold, indigo, pine green, and gentle shades of earth. She begins with only a single thread, one pass across the loom, then another, and another still. Hours later, only a small portion of the tapestry has appeared. Visitors sometimes ask her, "Doesn't it bother you how slowly the pattern grows?" The weaver smiles softly. The pattern forms. Not only on the loom, she says, but inside me, and that part takes the time it takes. Each movement of her hand teaches her something about tension, about strength, about balance, about patience. The tapestry becomes beautiful, not because she worked quickly, but because she returned again and again with gentleness. Learning is woven in the same way, thread by thread, moment by moment, visit by visit. Take a slow breath here. You are the weaver of your understanding, and each small repetition is one more thread settling quietly into place. The weaver patterns form slowly. Imagine a small, warm room at the edge of a quiet forest. In that room sits a weaver, her loom stretched before her, threads gathered in soft piles, gold, indigo, pine green, and gentle shades of earth. She begins with only a single thread, One pass across the loom, then another. And another still. Hours later, only a small portion of the tapestry has appeared. Visitors sometimes ask her, "Doesn't it bother you how slowly the pattern grows?" The weaver smiles softly. The pattern forms, not only on the loom, she says, but inside me, and that part takes the time it takes. Each movement of her hand teaches her something about tension, about strength, about balance, about patience. The tapestry becomes beautiful, not because she worked quickly, but because she returned again and again with gentleness. Learning is woven in the same way, thread by thread, moment by moment, visit by visit. Take a slow breath here. You're the weaver of your understanding. Each small repetition is one more thread settling quietly into place. The glass blower, transformation through heat and calm. Now picture a workshop filled with warm amber light. A glass blower stands near a furnace drawing molten glass. Onto the end of a long metal pipe, the glass glows, fiery and bright, dash, dash, dash. Beautiful but unstable. If he moves too quickly, the shape collapses. If he blows too forcefully, the bubble bursts. If he cools it too fast, the glass shatters. So he works in a slow rhythm, a gentle turn of the pipe, a soft breath, a steady rotation, a patient pause. He watches the material move, settle, strengthen. It transforms gradually, from liquid to honey to clay to crystal. People admire the finished piece, but only he knows how many quiet breaths went into its making. Learning is like this. Your understanding takes shape gradually. Too much pressure cracks it, too much speed misshapes it, but calm attention and gentle repetition allow something beautiful and lasting to form. Take another slow breath. You are not behind. You are shaping knowledge like glass dash dash, softly, steadily, with warmth and patience. The bookbinder bringing pages together. In a sunlit studio, a bookbinder sits among stacks of loose pages. At first glance that they seem scattered, unconnected pieces of a larger meaning. The binder gathers them into small groups, aligns their edges, folds them carefully, then stitches them into signatures, quiet clusters of emerging coherence. She presses the spine, wraps it in cloth, smooths the cover with practiced hands. People admire the finished book, but they rarely remember it once existed as fragments. Learning is like this too. You gather pages from different days, different attempts, different moods at different levels of clarity, slowly, sometimes without noticing, dash, dash. Your mind begins to bind them. Ideas connect, concepts reinforce each other, patterns appear where once there was only scattering. Take a gentle breath. Your understanding is becoming a book. Pages you once thought didn't belong are finding their place. All you need is time. The lighthouse keeper, attending to what is steady, far out on a rocky coastline, stands a tall lighthouse, its lantern room glowing softly against the shifting sea. Each evening, the lighthouse keeper climbs the spiral stairs, tending to the lamp. He cleans the lens, refills the oil, trims the wick, and lights the flame. He does this whether the sky is clear or stormy, whether ships pass or none appear, whether anyone notices or no one is there to see. The light must shine because someone trusts that it will. His work is steady, quiet, repetitive. But every repetition is an act of care. Learning is often like this. Small, unnoticed returns to the same idea. Again and again, dash, dash. Create a stable light within you. Not brilliance all at once, not sudden insight, but steady, reliable knowledge that continues to shine because you tended to it. With patience, take a slow breath here. Your slow returns are acts of devotion to your own understanding. The light grows each time you climb the steps. The cartographer. Mapping what cannot be rushed. Picture a candlelit room filled with scrolls and ink. A cartographer bends over a large sheet of parchment, drawing delicate lines that represent mountains, rivers of villages, and distant horizons. People often ask him, "How long did it take to draw this map?" He smiles gently. "The drawing is quick," he says. "The seeing takes years." He mapped those mountains. By climbing them slowly, he traced those rivers. By following them, mile after mile, he drew those villages, only after spending unhurried time listening, observing, understanding. A map is not created in a moment of speed, but through countless quiet footsteps. Learning is the same. You cannot chart a new skill or idea by rushing through it once. You must walk its paths, pause at its edges, explore its questions, and let the landscape become familiar. There is no shortcut to genuine understanding, but there is beauty in the slow unfolding of the terrain. Take a soft breath. You are mapping your own knowledge, not all at once, but through steady footsteps. That will one day form a complete landscape. The slow learner's mindset. A compassionate cognitive framework. Before this journey settles fully into rest, let's spend a few quiet minutes with the mindset that supports slow learning. A mental posture that research shows can transform how deeply we understand anything. Not effort, not pressure, not talent, but approach. Take a gentle breath. Now imagine your mind as a small workshop at night. A warm lamp glows over the desk. Papers are scattered, half-formed ideas, early attempts, notes you've written to yourself. Everything here is a work in progress. Slow learners are the ones who ultimately build. The strongest foundations tend to hold 3 beliefs that shape their understanding in powerful ways. Let's explore them softly. Belief 1. Confusion is not a problem. It is a signal. Imagine confusion as a tapping on the workshop door, not a warning, but an invitation. Confusion means you are near the edge of understanding. Not failing, not lost. Just near the edge. In slow learning, confusion is not something to push away. It is something to approach gently, like a lantern you pick up and carry with you into the next room. Every skill you have today once grew from confusion. Take a slow breath here. If something in your life feels unclear, you are already standing near the next doorway. Belief 2. Progress is measured in returning, not rushing. The workshop has no stopwatch, no countdown, no glowing red deadlines. The only question is, will you return to the work? Returning builds understanding. Not cramming, not forcing, not rushing through once. Think of a plant near a window. You do not pull it upward to make it grow. You simply return to it, dash. With water, with light, with patience, your learning grows. In the same way, each return is nourishment. Even now, as you rest it, your mind is returning to pieces of this experience, strengthening them quietly. Take another breath. Soft in, softer out. You are already returning. Belief 3. My pace is not a limitation. It is an ecosystem. Inside your mind, learning does not unfold in a straight line. It grows like a living system, some parts quickly, some slowly, some invisibly for long stretches, and then suddenly all at once. Fast learners often build thin roots, visible growth but fragile. Slow learners tend to build deep roots, steady, strong, capable of supporting far more growth over time. Your pace is an ecosystem designed for depth. Nothing about it needs to be fixed. Take a breath as this settles. Now imagine the lamp in the workshop, growing warmer, brighter in a gentle way. The papers, the ideas, the early drafts, they haven't changed, but you are looking at them with a softer mind, a mind that sees confusion as a step returning, as progress and pace as a natural environment for deep understanding. You are not behind. You are cultivating depth. Take one more slow breath and let this mindset rest quietly within you as we move forward into the forest of lanterns. Living as a slow learner. Now, as your breath stays soft and your body grows heavier with rest, bring your attention gently back to yourself. You've heard about landscapes of the mind, about librarians and lighthouses, about maps and softly glowing threads. But what does it mean to live as a slow learner? In everyday life, imagine for a moment a version of you who fully trusts their natural pace, not a fantasy version. Still you, still human, still imperfect, but unhurried, letting go of the race. Picture yourself walking along a city street. Around you, people are moving quickly, checking phones, rushing across intersections, measuring their days in deadlines and notifications, and you're walking too, but your pace is steady. Your steps are not sluggish. They are intentional. You are not trying to keep up with everyone else's speed. You are simply moving at the pace that lets you notice. You notice the pattern of shadows on the pavement. You notice the smell of coffee drifting from a nearby door. You notice the sound of wind passing through trees between tall buildings. You are not falling behind. You are actually experiencing more. In learning, it is the same when you compare yourself to how quickly others appear to learn, how fast they finish, how easily they answer. You step into a race. No one ever wins, because there will always be someone faster. But when you step out of that race, you enter something different, a practice of returning, of noticing, of staying. Take a slow breath here. You are allowed to opt out of the race and into the practice. Tiny depth instead of shallow speed. Imagine holding a shallow tray of water. If you move it quickly, the surface sloshes, spills, splashes over the edges. But if you move it slowly, the water stays calm. You can see reflections in it, subtle shapes, quiet colors. Learning quickly often skims the surface. You may touch many topics, but only briefly. They don't sink in. Learning slowly lets a few things sink very deeply. You do not need to know everything at once. Instead, you might choose one small idea and live with it. For a while, you might reread one paragraph instead of rushing to the next chapter. Practice one movement instead of cramming a whole routine. Rehearse one phrase instead of forcing an entire speech. Tiny depth is often more transformative than wide haste. Take another soft breath. Is there one idea in your life that you could allow to sink more deeply simply by giving it more unhurried time? When you feel behind, there will be moments when slow learning feels painful. Assignments pile up, expectations press in, other people finish before you even feel properly started. In those moments, your inner voice might grow sharp. I'm too slow. I'm not smart enough. I'll never catch up. When that voice appears, notice it. You don't need to argue with it. You don't need to prove it wrong. In this exact moment, simply notice it, like a cloud passing overhead. Then ask a different question. What would this look like at my pace if my pace were allowed to be valid? Maybe it means breaking a task into smaller segments. Maybe it means starting earlier and planning more space for repetition. Maybe it means asking for a clarification or a second example or a quieter place to work. Maybe it means allowing yourself an extra night's sleep before expecting something to click. When you are behind, you are often not behind in ability. You are behind in permission to work at your own rhythm. Take a deep breath in and slowly out. You are allowed to design your learning around what your mind actually needs. Gentleness as a learning strategy. We often believe that being hard on ourselves will make us perform better. That criticism will push us forward, and that tension will keep us sharp. But the nervous system does not work that way. Harshness often triggers the same circuits as danger. You tense, you narrow, you brace. In that state,
the brain moves into survival mode and
not learning mode. Gentleness is not indulgence. Gentleness is a learning strategy. Imagine two instructors. One says, "You should already know this. Why aren't you getting it faster?" The other says, "This is complex." Of course it takes time. Let's walk through it again, slowly. Which instructor would help you learn more? Your inner voice can become the second instructor. When you struggle, you might tell yourself, "It makes sense that this feels hard. Hard things take time. I'm confused right now, and that's part of learning. I can go over it again." There is no rush. Gentleness creates the conditions in which your brain can stay open. Take another breath. Soft, easy, dash, and notice if there is anywhere in your body that relaxes. When you are spoken to kindly, even in imagination, that is the part of you that learns best. Remembering what you've already done. Slow learners often forget how much they've already achieved because things take time. They may assume they're always behind, always catching up, never quite enough. But look back a little further. Think of something you can do now that once felt strange and impossible. Maybe it's reading a certain level of text. Maybe it's using a tool or navigating a city or having a difficult conversation or understanding a topic that once seemed impenetrable. There was a time when that skill only existed as confusion. And yet, through repetition, through frustration, through rest, through small returns, you made it your own. You may not remember each step that brought you there, but your brain remembers. Your nervous system remembers. Your body remembers. Your past learning is evidence that you can transform difficult things into familiar ones over time. Take a slow breath. You have already proven that slow learning works. You are living proof of it every day. A quiet commitment before we return to the forest path of lanterns. So take a moment to make a quiet commitment to yourself. Not a loud promise, not a pressure-filled resolution, just a soft intention. You might say silently, "I will allow myself to learn at my own pace," or "I will return gently, again and again, instead of rushing once," or "I will treat my mind as something growing, not as something failing." Whatever wording feels right, let it take shape inside you, not carved in stone, simply planted like a seed. Learning slowly is not about changing who you are. It is about honoring how your mind naturally deepens over time. Take one more breath in and out, and now with this gentle commitment, resting quietly within you, you are ready to follow the lanterns into a deeper, calmer landscape. The path of lanterns. Take a long, slow breath in and a softer, longer breath out. You are about to enter a calm, unhurried landscape, a place your mind recognizes, even if you've never been there before. Let the world around you fade gently to the edges. Let your breath become quieter, smoother, more effortless. Now imagine you are standing at the entrance to a forest at dusk. The air is cool but comforting. The sky is washed in soft shades of lavender and blue, the last traces of daylight rest on the horizon like warm embers, slowly dimming. You begin to walk forward onto a narrow path. Beneath your feet, the ground is soft, a bed of pine needles and fallen leaves that cushion every step. The forest around you is peaceful. Tall evergreens stand like silent guardians. Their branches glimmer faintly with frost. Your footsteps make a gentle rhythm, steady, calm, unforced. The deeper you walk, the quieter the world becomes. It is not an empty quiet, but a full one the kind that feels like a blanket of stillness laid gently across the land. As you follow the path, you notice something ahead, a lantern hanging from a wooden post. Its light is soft, golden, flickering slightly in the cool air. When you reach it, the glow warms your face, just enough to feel welcome. You pause here, take a breath, let the gentle glow settle into your chest. Then you see another lantern, a short distance ahead, and another, each one a quiet invitation to continue. You walk slowly, unhurriedly, without any sense of needing to reach a destination. The lanterns illuminate just the next few steps, never the entire path, but somehow that feels safe. Each light says, you only need to walk this far, and then the next will appear. Take a deep breath here. With every lantern you pass, your mind releases just a little more tension. Your shoulders grow heavier. Your breath becomes deep and natural. As you continue, snow begins to fall. Not hard, not cold, just soft flakes drifting down, like tiny white feathers catching the lantern light. In gentle sparkles, the snow brings the sense of quiet magic, a stillness that feels ancient and comforting. Ahead, the trees open into a small clearing. At the center stands a tall evergreen tree, its branches adorned with warm, gentle lights, gold, amber, silver, shimmering softly like stars caught in its needles. This tree feels familiar, as though it belongs to every winter memory you've ever held. You walk toward it and notice a wooden bench beneath the branches. You take a seat. The wood is smooth, cool to the touch at first, and then perfectly comfortable. From here, you can see the lantern path stretching behind you, a trail of light guiding you through the quiet forest. The evergreen lights glow steadily beside you, never too bright, never demanding, just warm, just present, just enough. Take another slow breath. Here, at the base of the tree, you begin to notice something subtle. Each light on the tree feels like a memory, not a specific moment, but a feeling. One light feels ancient, as though it carries the warmth of thousands of winter gatherings across time. Another feels like the memory of learning slowly. The moment you realized something difficult had finally settled into understanding. Another feels like someone's kindness to you. A kindness you didn't rush, a kindness that met you exactly where you were. Another feels like your own patience, the quiet determination you've shown again and again, even when you didn't notice. Each light is a reminder that your growth has always been slow and steady and enough. You rest here for a long moment, breathing, feeling the tree's gentle glow, letting all the thoughts you no longer need fall away like snowflakes. Now, still seated, you close your eyes. Inside the visualization, you feel the ground beneath you, the quiet winter air, the soft hum of distant lanterns. A sensation begins to rise. Not dramatic, not sudden, but deep. A feeling of being held by the slowness of things. A knowing that you don't need to move quickly to be moving forward. A peace that learning, growing, and understanding all happen in their own gentle time. Stay here with this feeling for a few breaths. When you open your eyes again, inside the visualization, a night has settled fully over the forest, but the path is still visible, lit by the warm lanterns leading back through the trees. You stand slowly. Your body feels lighter, as if you've set something down and left it in the clearing. You take one last look at the evergreen tree, its lights shimmering like memories you can return to whenever you wish. Then you begin to walk back along the lantern path. Each lantern glows softly as you pass, as if acknowledging you. The snow continues falling, quiet, slow, almost dreamlike. Your footsteps feel effortless now, carried by a calm inside you. As you near the edge of the forest, the lanterns become fewer until finally the last one appears. a single warm glow, marking the threshold between the outer world and the quiet inner one. You've just visited. You pause at this final lantern. You breathe in, you breathe out. You feel yourself returning to your real body resting, breathing, settling into stillness. And yet the calm of the forest remains with you. The lights, the snow, the path, the tree, all of it still glowing quietly in your mind. Slow body integration. Before the mind drifts into deeper rest, let the body join the learning process, because slow learning is not only cognitive, it is also physical. Take a slow breath and bring your awareness to the top of your head. Imagine a warm, soft light resting there. Not bright, not sharp, but gentle and steady. As the light moves downward, it carries with it a message your body rarely hears. There is no rush. Feel the light settling across your forehead, smoothing any tension, loosening the tiny muscles around your eyes. Your brain learns best when these muscles soften. Let the light pass down your cheeks, your jaw, your throat. Let it release anything tight, anything clenched, anything braced. Slow learners aren't braced, they are receptive, open and available to depth. Your body is practicing that openness now. Let the warm light move across your shoulders. Imagine them melting downward, just a few millimeters, enough to let your nervous system know it can stop guarding, stop gripping, stop preparing for the next demand. When the shoulders drop, the mind follows. Let the light move down your arms into your hands, softening each finger. You learn with these hands, typing, writing, creating, holding books, holding tools, holding the world in small ways. Let them rest, let them unclench, let them feel safe to be still. Bring the light to your chest, feel its warmth beneath your collarbones, around your ribs. Let your breath expand a little more easily. This is the pace your nervous system prefers, slow, steady, gentle. This is the pace that allows information to settle into long-term memory. Each breath is making learning possible. Let the light move downward through your abdomen, your lower back. So much of modern life tightens this area. Holding, bracing, waiting for the next pressure. Tonight, there is no pressure. Let the muscles loosen, as though untying a small knot you've carried all day. Let the light drift down your legs, your thighs, relaxing your knees, softening your calves, letting go. Finally, let it settle in your feet, the part of you that carries you through every learning journey. Your whole body now is aligned with slow learning, unhurried, a quiet, deeply receptive. Take one more slow breath and allow your mind to drift gently toward the final moments of tonight's reflection. As you lie here now, your breath slow and soft, your body heavier with each passing moment. Know this: learning does not require urgency. Understanding does not require speed. Growth does not require pressure. You are allowed to go slowly. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to learn at the pace your mind finds natural. Every step you take, however small, is part of your becoming. Take one final slow breath and another, and let your mind drift into whatever state it wishes to enter, rest, sleep, or something quiet in between. Thank you for resting here tonight with unhurried minds. May your thoughts stay gentle, may your breath stay easy, and may your mind remain unhurried.